after the 7:30 local news. Between now and that 7:30 news, we're going to talk about the rewards of being a foster carer. Have you thought about doing it, but you just haven't taken the step? Well, according to a University of Wollongong researcher, people often consider becoming a foster carer for years or even decades before making the commitment. We're going to talk to someone this morning who was a bit slow to do it herself. She said it just needed to be the right time. We'll tell her when the right time came along and the rewards that have come to her and her husband as a result of that. And there's an information session happening this Thursday evening to find out more about being a foster carer stroke foster parent if you'd like to be a part of that. And the Corrimal Chamber of Commerce has won the Local Chamber of Commerce Award for 2014 and will now go on to represent the Illawarra in the Chamber of the Year category at the New South Wales State Business Awards. They've increased their membership 300% at the Corrimal Chamber of Commerce in the last 7 months. What are they doing right and revitalising Corrimal at the same time? We'll talk about that as well. But first, the forecast, and the Bureau says Tuesday for the Illawarra will be a sunny day. The winds west-northwesterly up to 35 kilometres an hour, increasing to 40 kilometres an hour, and then turning west-southwesterly this afternoon, but still getting up around 35 kilometres an hour. The fire danger is high throughout the Illawarra, Shoalhaven and Southern Ranges, and Bowral today should get up to 21 degrees, Nowra 25, Wollongong 24, and Sydney atop at 27. Partly cloudy tomorrow locally, sunny for Thursday and Friday. No warnings on the waters, as a nor'wester of 10 to 15 knots will swing west-southwesterly at 15 to 25 knots in the middle of the day. Seas will begin below a metre but increase to 2 metres by this evening, but the swell, southerly at 2 metres, will decrease to around 1 metre during this afternoon. Let's have a look at what the current temperatures are throughout the listening region. And Sydney at the airport is recording 17 degrees. This is the 7 o'clock temperature. Bellambi 16, Camden 10, Kiama 15, Mossvale 10, Nowra at the airport 14, Point Perpendicular 15, Albion Park Rail 11 degrees at 7 o'clock, Braidwood 8 degrees, Ulladulla 13, in the Blue Mountains 8, Goulburn at the airport sitting on 8, and it's still -1 at Thredbo. Now, we've done traffic, we've done this, we've done that. Tick, 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 tick. Let's do this.
Nightlife.
Hi, Tony Delroy. Do you keep a budget and stick to it, or do you live from payday to payday? Comes to personal finances, it's not always easy to keep track of what you spend. But maybe help could be as close as your phone or your computer. Tonight, our financial planner, Dominic Bagel-Grant, is back, and it's back to basics budgeting.
Money Talk on Nightlife. Weeknights from 10 on ABC New South Wales. 97.3 ABC Illawarra Breakfast.
It's moving up on 16 past 7 as we turn our attention to being a foster carer stroke foster parent. The reason we're talking about it is the William Campbell Foundation is holding a free foster care information session at the Dapto Ribbonwood Centre from 5:30 this Thursday afternoon. I'll give you a phone number and a website if you'd like to register or find out more in just a moment, but you may be inspired by the story of my first guest, Helen Smith. She thought about being a foster carer for a while, following her sister's example, but she said the time just had to be right for it to happen. And the time eventually came. Helen Smith, a very good morning to you.
Good morning.
Your sister was a foster carer and you saw what she was doing and you just weren't quite sure whether it was going to be right for you and your husband?
Yes, that's right. We actually thought about fostering for several years. My sister encouraged me. She'd already been fostering for 7 years. But we were just waiting, for the right time. Anyway, the time came where we felt things came into line and our last child was about 16 and we felt that he would be able to cope well then. So we took the step and it's been very rewarding for us.
Tell us about the process.
Well, we contacted William Campbell Foundation and a couple of ladies came out, one from Docs and one from William Campbell, and we started to be trained, and the training lasted about 3 months. They were very lovely ladies, are very clear with their teaching. We found it quite rewarding just to learn a lot of things that we didn't know. It was quite interesting for my husband and myself. It lasted about 3 months, and after that we had some children.
Okay, and how old were the children?
The children were 9 and 14.
Did you have two at the same time or one after
Did.
another?
We had two at first, yes.
Okay, so that's sort of jumping in the deep end, you might think?
It was. Yes. But
How did it go?
it went really well. At first, we take baby steps with fostering. It's just baby steps, but we have such good support from William Campbell Foundation. You're never on your own with fostering. There's always somebody that you can turn to and help.
And establishing a relationship with the child must be difficult because in so many cases they are children who have some sort of troubled past, don't they?
They do. They come from traumatic backgrounds, but they feel, after a while, it takes a little while, but they feel gradually they come into be more comfortable with you. And just step by step, you can establish a relationship with them. And it's so lovely just to see them blossom and start to grow and become more confident. It's a wonderful experience, really.
And how did your 16-year-old son cope?
At first, he was a bit shy and everything was a bit, unusual for him. But he gradually started to fit in and, look, in no time at all, he came fine with it.
But you would certainly say that period of training across the 3 months was very important, but the ongoing support that you can always turn to someone for advice if you hit a bit of a bump is equally important.
Oh, it's fabulous, absolutely fabulous. And the Department of Health, a psychologist, has been absolutely wonderful with us and is still working with us. And we have just learnt so much. It's amazing.
Do you still have the children with you?
We still have one. The other little one, she's gone to live with another carer.
Mm-hmm.
But we still have the original one. We've had her little child now, or she's not little anymore, she's just turned 17.
Okay, now I did mention earlier that University of Wollongong researcher Dr. Melanie Randall is quoted as saying people often consider becoming a foster carer for years or even decades before making that commitment.
Yes.
But when they make it, they usually find it very fulfilling and rewarding. What would be your message to anyone who's been thinking about it for a while or would consider becoming a foster carer / foster parent? What would be your message to them, Helen?
Well, I would encourage them, yes, just to look into it and go and see somebody, go and see a good NGO and get some training and decide whether they feel that they could make the step. But I would encourage them, yes, have a go. Look, most people that have stable homes, they make fabulous foster carers.
All right. Well, congratulations to you and your husband, Peter, for the job you're doing because the young people who you're caring for, I'm sure, will very much appreciate it. And later in life, it could be a significant stepping stone for them to spend time in the security of your home. Thanks for telling us about it, Helen. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Helen Smith, she and her husband Peter, and in their Albion Park home, have been foster carers. Now, as I mentioned, this is all in the lead-up to an information session the William Campbell Foundation holding on Thursday afternoon. General Manager of the Foundation is Andrew Munro. Morning, Andrew.
Good morning.
A terrific success story from Helen there. Is that generally the case?
Oh, listen, every case is different. Helen, I know the young lady who's with Helen, and she actually has done an amazing job. And but listen, a lot of, I guess most people who do fostering find it a rewarding experience, and it really is a teamwork thing. We feel like if foster carers do it alone, it's a very tough job, but if they do it with the support of the agency, a caseworker, some psychologists, and get that sort of guidance and support, it generally is successful, and it generally is a rewarding experience for the families involved.
All right. Do you find most people who do attend the information sessions or go through the training do carry on with it rather than sort of think, oh, this is all completely different to what I was expecting?
Oh, listen, some people do come and I guess it is a bit of a reality check for them and they realise that it isn't for them. And to be honest, some people, we do select some people out in the sense that not everyone can do this job. It is a difficult job, and really we're really after the right people to do it because these kids need protection and care, and some people aren't cut out to be foster carers. So it is a job that we are a bit selective about as well.
All right, Andrew, if I can just take you up on that point, for anyone who has been thinking about doing it for a while, not sure if they are the right people to be foster parents, that can also show up in the process, something that you may identify.
Yeah, that's right. I guess some people, at the end of the day, we're really after people who are wanting to put themselves out for kids. This is not a job. This is something that really involves your heart and your soul. And, you know, we're really after people who have got a heart for kids and a real genuine compassion for kids. We've got a lot of difficulties in the Illawarra at the moment, you know, with this, I'm sure you're probably all aware of this ICID epidemic and, you know, people using illicit drugs, and that's having a profound impact on parents and their capacity to look after their children. And so, you know, we really want people who have a heart and are prepared to go the extra mile for kids, and that's what we're really seeking for when we're doing that assessment of foster families.
All right, and the free foster care information session, the Dapto Ribbonwood Centre, 5:30 this Thursday afternoon. Or people can look at your website, but you would like them to give you a call and register that they would attend that information session?
Yeah, that'd be fantastic if they could do that. I'll give you the number.
Mm-hmm.
It's 1300 130 585, and that's just for a local call. So.
Okay, 1300 130 585, and your website?
Yeah, if people just Google William Campbell Foundation, they'll find us. All
right, no worries. Andrew, good luck with it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Andrew Munro, General Manager of the William Campbell Foundation, 7:24. Here's Dave Edmund.